In the previous tier list video we covered Doom 2, Heck on Earth. Now we are covering the retail version of the first Doom, which is named Ultimate Doom, an upgraded version of the original 1993 release with an additional episode called Thy Flesh Consumed. Ultimate Doom is definitely a different beast altogether compared to Doom 2. It has fewer enemy types and the glorious super shotgun wasn't introduced yet. Playing through each episode, you'll find that Ultimate Doom's level design is all about narrow corridors and small rooms. Just running past enemies isn't usually an option for this game. You'll be forced to fight most of the time just to make progress. You should also better get used to using the shotgun, since this is the weapon you will only have available most of the time. Before we begin, we have to bring up a few things. If you're coming off from watching our previous tier list video covering Doom 2, keep in mind this tier list is relative to Ultimate Doom. So, for example, A tier in Ultimate Doom is not the same as A tier in Doom 2. This tier list is designed around playing vanilla Doom without using heavily modified source ports like GC Doom. Even with the Doom strict compatibility setting enabled, it is not a true vanilla experience with some fundamental engine quirks being removed. We are playing on the original PC version of Ultimate Doom. The BFG or Switch version strangely lack fast monsters on Nightmare. This video covers just the original 4 episodes of Ultimate Doom, so, for example, Sigil will not be considered. Lastly, once again, this tier list is based on pistol starting each map on Nightmare difficulty and getting all possible secrets. Now with the conditions covered, time to move on to the tier list itself. We will tackle the tier list slightly different this time. Let's start at the supposedly weakest enemy in the game and then build up to stronger enemies. Hey Peter, how rubbish is the Zombieman?
Yeah, Zombiemen aren't so bad in Ultimate Doom. These former humans can be mowed down with any weapon with ease, especially the chain gun. You do not usually have to worry about getting killed by them with their pathetically weak damage output. While you cannot dodge the hit scan attack, you can avoid getting hit by using cover. They are also easy to make infight with other baddies if you don't feel like killing them yourself.
So, overall, quite annoying, but not much of a threat. They only become a real problem once you find yourself running dangerously low on health. These guys aren't going to give you much trouble in this game, so they'll be placed in tier D. Moving on, let's discuss the shotgunner.
The shotgunner will put you in a bad mood. Extremely common and very deadly with an unavoidable and powerful hit scan attack. They force you to take it slow when you're trying to hurry it up and get a move on before them annoying ass scary demons gonna start respawning on ya.
E1 and 3. Here's where it all heats up. This level will truly test you. If you can beat this level, you can beat any other level in this game, as it doesn't get much harder than this. The shotgunners at the start make it hard to even get through the first room alive. You can take care of them in a number of ways. You can take them out with a pistol, you can let them suicide with an explosive barrel, or you can try to get them to infight with a pinky. Anyway, the goal here is to let yourself get armed with a shotgun before taking on the rest of the level. Later on in E1 and 3, getting to the area with the yellow key has you facing off an army of shotgunners. They can be made to infight while you are protecting your behind from other respawning enemies. Thankfully there's a supercharge waiting for you inside which can help you tank for the rest of the level.
E1 M5 has them in groups dotted around the map. Thankfully early on you can easily get access to a partial invisibility which makes your shotgunners a lot less dangerous. There's also a supercharged Mega Armor a bit further on. The start to E3 M7 has 4 shotgunners where you have to use the pistol and infighting. Thankfully you can replay this as many times as you need to, but it's still quite annoying. E4 M1 is filled with them in the starting area. You're forced to be patient to avoid taking any damage. There are only 9 health bonuses. That's it. That's all the health you get in this map, and good luck dodging hit scan. The final stretch to the blue key is a complete coin toss that depends on how many monsters have bothered respawning. Overall, E4 M1 is definitely one of the worst maps to play on Nightmare. You simply cannot afford to tank at any time. Every single bit of damage significantly reduces the likelihood of having a successful run, and that's all because of those shotgunners. E4 M6. Shotgunners have been sprinkled around this level. They snipe you from the ledges when you're trying to take the elevator up to the main teleporter, and there to fight you close up when you're going for the red key grab through the wall. They, along with the Cacodemons, guard the invulnerability just to make things a bit more hectic.
Conclusion, shotgunners are in tier S. They can all die and go to heck. The Imp is a very common enemy, found in virtually every level. They are tanky when compared to the Zombieman and Shotgunner. When you're unlucky, they can take up to 2 shotgun shots, even at point blank range. Also, unlike those hit scanners, Imps cannot harm each other. It's the Imp's job to test your movement for the whole game, filling rooms with projectiles as you fight off hit scanners and pinkies. Being able to consistently dodge Imp fireballs is crucial, and that can be tricky with Ultimate Doom's cramped level design, and also with Nightmare difficulty boosting the projectile speed by 50%. Your dodging skills better be on point if you want that supercharge in E1M3. The stairs make it very awkward to dodge the imp fireballs. Not only that, but it's freaking dark as well, so you can barely see them.
E2M5 is completely filled with imps. You'll find them mostly in monster closets. Even the first 2 secrets are filled with them. The real kicker is, after grabbing the plasma gun, you're teleported right back to the start, just to make you deal with all these reasonably toned demons all over again.
In general, imps are a threat in each level due to their abundance and hard to dodge attacks, so let's place them in tier A. The Demon and the Spectre. Since they appear together most of the time in the game, they are considered the same enemy in this tier list.
These demons are the most notably affected by Nightmare. It's their job to limit your movement and to mess with your decision making. They demand all of your attention as they Naruto run towards you. Because of their speed and addiction to energy drinks, they are really hard to hit, especially with a shotgun. E1M3 is the first level to introduce the Pinky and Spectre. As you peek out of the starting area into the narrow corridors, you'll find that dealing with a couple or more Pinkies is a disgusting situation. They like to work together to corner you. The combination of fighting off Pinkies and respawning shotgunners should be enough to make any sane person give up.
Episode 1 secret level, E1M9, is more of the same. Small cramped areas filled with hit scanners and Pinkies. The chain gun in this level is helpful, but trying to take out entire groups of Pinkies gives the hit scanners enough time to respawn. You do get a rocket launcher, but ammo management is important to have enough for clearing the blue key. This is essential as you approach them from the red key area, and spending too much time in this area is pretty much suicide with other respawning enemies.
The ending to E1M6 has you fighting an entire army of Pinkies in a tiny ass room. You can try to fight them off with a rocket launcher, but you all know that fighting Pinkies with a rocket launcher is very dangerous. As soon as you've killed enough of them and hopefully haven't blown yourself up, you can go for the exit. E2M7 has a massive group of them that do a good job of guarding in invulnerability. It's easy to get trapped and noshed instantly here. In episode 3 Inferno, both level 3 and 4 have Pinkies at the start of the level that are a real hassle to get through without taking damage. Getting past them requires pretty much a coin toss.
E3M7. No matter how good you are at dodging, you gotta be lucky when running past a massive group of Pinkies. They will either let you run past, or they will surround you. Just keep them fingers crossed when playing this level. E4M1 has specters that make reaching the exit just that extra bit more difficult. The first ones you meet can be a bit tricky to deal with. Try not to get them to infight with the shotgunners behind them, or else they will start hiding. Well, clearly these piggies are very threatening. Into tier S they go. The Lost Soul first gets introduced in the second episode, The Shores of Hell. Lost Souls usually show up in groups, and they will charge you from many directions. So when the best weapon you have is the shotgun, you have to take these enemies seriously. They move very fast and can be quite hard to hit. However, once you get the chain gun, they become a lot easier to manage. But still, if you get surrounded, you can kiss your run goodbye. Lost Souls are also the only enemy in Ultimate Doom that cannot respawn when killed, so that's a big plus.
The Lost Souls become a big problem when going for E2M5 secret exit. This teleporter is a death trap. Go through and you're immediately surrounded by very aggressive Lost Souls. Try not to die and hold them off with the plasma gun. Retreat through the teleporter if needed. They make the start of E4M6 very tedious. They aren't that dangerous if you're paying attention, but play sloppy and you have to restart. If you're mad enough to be playing this level on Nightmare, restarting is definitely something you better get used to.
So they can be quite annoying, but not deadly outside the aforementioned scenarios. It really is just mostly because of E2M5's secret exit that they will end up in tier C. Otherwise, they aren't too bad. Big, annoying floating heads. With 400 hit points, using the shotgun, they take 5 to 7 shots to kill. They first show up in episode 2, but only start being a problem in episodes 3 and 4. E3M4 has a group of Cacodemons in the room where you get the BFG. With their big size, they like to block the way out. Best to spend some cells on these adorable raspberries and do your best to dodge their projectiles. It's very easy to take damage here.
E4M2 is well known for being the home of the Cacodemon. Since you are a guest in their space, it is up to you to respect all 17 of them in this level, and we're gonna do just that by completely ignoring them. Go fast enough and they cannot do anything to you. Spend too much time sightseeing and the Cacos will swarm in and murder you.
E4M6, oh boy. This map is absolutely full of them, with a total of 20 Cacodemons that will constantly keep harassing you for the entire level.
Before we can even really get started with this level, you have to kill the Cacodemon that is by the secret area. Then you're sandwiched between all the Cacodemons from the hub area and the one that is guarding the blue key. After getting the blue key, you are made to dodge all of the Cacodemons in the main hub area, and again after getting the yellow key. Then you go for the red key grab while Cacodemons are approaching you from the lava area. If you take too long to perform the grab, you're surrounded.
Later on in the level, when you need to get the invulnerability, get ready to fight even more. Now, having grabbed invulnerability, the last thing to do is to access the red key area to reveal the Cyberdemon as fast as possible. It is very easy to get blocked by Cacodemons on the way back, killing the run since there's simply no time left with your invulnerability wearing off to fight the Cyberdemon. These things will limit your mobility a bit, are quite tanky and can deal a lot of damage very quickly. Cacodemons are definitely tier B demons. The big boys of Knee Deep in the Dead. They throw fireballs when far away and claw you when you get close. Both attacks hurt a lot.
E2M5 has a pair of these big imps that block certain corridors and deal serious damage if you let them hit you. It's best to lure them away from the door before going through it. E2M6 has 3 barons. They try to stop you from reaching the exit after grabbing the red key. Rushing out of the red key area is already hard as it fills up with imps, spectres and lost souls. But then you're greeted by some barons at your only way out. One of the barons comes from a monster closet right next to the door, so you always meet at least one. The other 2 like to mingle in the main corridors.
E4M1. Oh. The only health in the map being a total of 9 health bonuses has you praying that the baron doesn't teleport into the main area after you grab the blue key. If he does teleport in, getting to the blue key door becomes even harder than it already is. Activating the 9-inch nail secret. Oh wait, this is 2019. That is not allowed in Doom anymore. This secret trigger will spawn in barons, which have to be ran past, meaning you can't hang around here. Especially as the walls raise to try to trap you.
E4M6 has 3 annoying barons. The first one you can dodge if you're very careful and hit the switch that gives you access to the yellow key without waking him up. You gotta be pretty fast about hitting that switch because if the one-way door closes on you, you can say rip the run. The second guards the yellow key itself and makes it very difficult to grab without getting hit, especially since you'll have partial invisibility equipped. The last baron guards the red key. Even though you have grabbed the red key through the wall earlier in the level, you still need to run over the line that opens up the way to the exit. The baron here can block you in the corridor while your precious invulnerability is running out. If he wastes too much of your time, he can completely kill your run, making the invulnerability expire before you can fight the Cyberdemon.
E4M8 has some barons hiding behind the skull key doors, guarding the switches that let you access the final part of the level. These can be pretty awkward to deal with, and if you decide to take the time to kill them, you'll be shot at constantly by all the undead marines around you. In short, they're the tankiest regular enemy in the game and often placed in cramped areas, where they'll dish out lethal hits. Tier A it is. Now it's time to check out the bosses of Ultimate Doom.
In E3M8, the Spider Mastermind appears as the final boss of Episode 3 Inferno. Funnily enough, this level is actually easier on Nightmare because of double ammo. Once you grab the plasma gun, mega armor and some cells, you'll have enough health, ammo and firepower to defeat her completely effortlessly. Her second and only other appearance is at the end of the 4th episode in E4M8. The room you fight her in has an easily accessible supercharge and mega armor. Behind her is a wall that opens to reveal a BFG 9000 and a bunch of cells. These can be obtained safely as she's usually busy ignoring you in fighting with her minions. All these resources just to take her out is overkill, and once defeated, a platform will lower to reveal the exit that ends the game.
She has 3000 hit points and is armed with a super chain gun that fires 3 pellets with every shot. But boy, is she a pushover. Her appearance is also very rare, only appearing twice in the game. All these factors lead her to the bottom of the barrel, tier F. Poor girl. The king of all hellspawn, the Cyberdemon. You will encounter the cybernetic powerhouse in the final level of episode 2, Tower of Babel. With his 4000 health and an attack that pretty much insta-kills you, he is a big threat. E2M8 is the sole reason why the Cyberdemon is in tier SS. Dodging his rockets here is incredibly difficult, and catching one pretty much means you're dead. The only weapon you get here is a rocket launcher, which deals reduced damage against Cyberdemons who are resistant to explosions. So there you have it, the Cyberdemon is the most threatening demon in Doom. What? No. Hold on a second. The one in E2M8 isn't that dangerous. In fact, it's pathetic. My bad. There's more Cyberdemons to deal with. Let's see... Oh yeah, there's also one in E3M9. This one is very dangerous. You enter the room and... Oh. Pretty sure the Cyberdemon made my life a living hell in Ultimate Doom somewhere. Oh, right. Episode 4 also has Cyberdemons. Yeah, there's this one in E-Form too, who's a real pain. There's no weird way to kill him. Oh. No wait, this one in E-Form 7. You're gonna need to deal with this one in a small room and... Oh. What the heck? Why did we place the Cyberdemon in SS tier then? He's pathetic. Oh, right. E-Form 6 is also a thing. It's about to hit the fan now. But E-Form 6 is one of the few levels that has both a BFG and also an invulnerability sphere. How could this Cyberdemon possibly be threatening? Well, the difficulty doesn't come from the lack of weapons or anything like that. It's simply his position and what you have to do to get there. Either you can grab the invulnerability sphere early, perform this difficult jump here, and say rip in peace to the run if you miss it. Then, open the Cyberdemon door at the red key area. Strafe run through the teleporter, be careful about entering the Cyberdemon room as he likes to shoot you off the edge. Then blast his juicy ass with your BFG. Another way is to BFG the teleport exit through the fence here, go through the teleporter, open the Cyberdemon door at the red key area, run to the invulnerability sphere without dying somehow, and then you have ages until your invulnerability wears off. Both these strategies are incredibly difficult to pull off on top of an already very hard level. Make one mistake and the run is dead. Because of this very specific encounter, the Cyberdemon moves to tier SS. His presence completely changes how you tackle this level, and he turns it into the hardest Ultimate Doom level to beat on Nightmare. Definitely the king of demons. Bravo. Going back to Ultimate Doom with its smaller raw stuff demons, and not having to deal with chain gunners, is actually a double-edged sword. It's good that they aren't here with their ridiculous damage output, but it's bad having such reduced access to the chain gun.
In fact, the shotgun will be the weapon you are stuck with the most. Best get used to it quick.
What do you think of this tier list? Are you now considering to play Ultimate Doom on Nightmare now that you know what it entails? Share your thoughts and experiences in the comment section below.
You can also check out my own Ultimate Doom 100% Secrets Nightmare run. I've also done the unofficial 5th episode, Sigil.
So, that's both the tier list for Classic Doom on Nightmare completed with 100% secrets. Next up will be Doom 10x16 on Ultra Nightmare. Also, a very big thank you to the following patrons: Roman Orekov and Sean Huang. You guys are the best.